Hey there, just wanted to take a quick second to share with you some recent news out of Venezuela and the idea that it was supposed to be about 1 million% inflation by this year. But it looks like as of today, the IMF has come out with another report saying that it could be 1.37 million% inflation this year in the country alone. And so I came up with a little graphic here that depicts some of the woes that the Venezuelan people are facing, and has to do with the idea that, a lot of people, especially this strong left movement here in our country here, for some reason believes that socialism is wonderful, but yet those that preach that philosophy are usually the ones sitting down with the world viewing their plates, and the plates of the political figures are the ones that's usually full, and they're the ones that's usually doing well. But to Venezuela, more news out of there today. And so I follow their Twitter account, and it looks like the Central Bank of Venezuela just announced, as if it's, I guess, good news and, for the world. But it says International Organization for Standardization, or the ISO, assigned the alphabetic code VES to the sovereign bolivar. And so ISO 4217 designates the currency's code of its different countries. And so here we have the push for the Bolivar Soberano, which is the sovereign bolivar, a year removed from the Bolivar Forte, which was another currency issue to fight inflation there. But as we all know from prior video interviews as well as news updates, that hyperinflation has set in to where they're expecting to reach 1.37 million, which exceeds the 1 million. So here we have the introduction of a new currency, the Bolivar Soberano, which is the country code of VES, which is supposed to be the sovereign way of this government trying to, grapple with the idea of hyperinflation out of control there. So basically it's the same colorful piece of paper, the same patriarchs of old on those pieces of paper, but they've knocked off about 5 zeros, and then they've come up with different ways of giving it value in comparison to what the market should consider it as being worth. And so here we have the picture here. But yet, as of today, this is what the valuation, according to their exchange market, is in the country. And so basically $1 is worth 62.78 SBs or VES or sovereign bolivars. And so you think about the idea that there's been millions of people in Venezuela impacted by this hyperinflation, and the fact that the government can just come out with their own measuring standards as well as exchange rates that I guess the people are supposed to follow is a complete mockery to just the whole idea of financial solvency, financial freedom, and you name it, for the Venezuelan people. And so here's another visual aid here that tells you about the reconversion of the old, or recently old as of a year, strong bolivars in comparison to the new exchange rate for the sovereign bolivars. And so as of the highest rate of 50 million, you basically will get or exchange it in for a 500 bolivar note. And on the very bottom, a 1,000 strong bolivar will get you about a penny in a bolivar sovereign. And so just wanted to share with you some news out of Venezuela, of which I think it's completely embarrassing as a nation. And I feel very badly for the Venezuelan people, especially at the idea that, the ICE, International Organization of Standardization, is supposed to be a credible organization that acknowledges the country codes of currencies, but yet just to issue another currency and to give it a code as if that's supposed to improve or help it to become more of a globally recognized currency doesn't really do that country any good. And then make it even worse, I went over to eBay just to find out what the currency is going for. And so for those that are able to get that new currency out of the country, you can put it on eBay and you'll be able to get more value or more bang for your buck, as opposed to holding on to the Soberano Bolivar. And so as of right now, time of recording this video, there's a note going for $62, which is a 200 Bolivar note. And so, of course, if you go back to that graph here, look at the exchange rate of a Bolivar, that will let you know that it'll be worth your while. And if you wanted to actually make a profit off of the calamity of this country, it'd be worth your while to acquire some of those 200 Bolivar notes and bring it to this country and exchange it, because you'll definitely get more value in terms of Federal Reserve notes than you would to actually retain these Bolivar Soberanos. So I thought it was very interesting that, if you go on eBay right now, you can find people who are posting the new currency, not even a month old for the most part, and they're able to actually earn somewhat of a decent return on their initial investment of getting out of their own currency and exchanging it as souvenirs for the world to purchase. So if you guys are interested in finding out more about the inflation that's happening in our country, I'll put the link below. But other than that, I want to hear your thoughts on the idea of how colorful and how uniquely crafted this paper is. It's worth more value as a souvenir to those that are on the outside watching the implosion of the Venezuelan currency and the economy there than it is actually for the millions of people who will probably once again get back into these things as the Venezuelan government continues to promote the sovereign bolivar as if it's really going to matter in the long run for that country. So just want to share my thoughts. We'd love to find out what you think. Leave a comment down below. And more importantly, take a minute to actually read through some of the details here from this article here. And then on the last note there, tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Patrick White will be joining me to share his project down in Chile. And so definitely want to make sure you guys tune into that one and ask questions directly and find out how the cryptocurrency market is impacting the project down there in a very positive way. So other than that, look forward to seeing you guys tonight. See you soon.